Hello. People are emailing to ask what our future plans are on Hamilton. This seems quite reasonable. Hamilton has tried to be what we've called an anchor in the storm, a stable place where teachers knew they could get reliable materials to share with parents. But now people are asking, well, what will happen in September? And will you still do the learning packs through summer? And so on. So I thought I would share our plans in these very uncertain times. We are assuming that some children may well be learning from home in September in some circumstances, perhaps where schools can't keep the social distancing rules as well as opening full time for all children, perhaps where there's been an area where COVID is very prevalent and so schools have to drop to part-time, or perhaps just from parental choice or other issues. So we are assuming that some children may be learning from home some of the time from September. We are also assuming that some children will be working with a tutor and that there will be a lot of tutors out there who may or may not be trained teachers, often won't be, and who may need materials that the teachers trust to work with those children, which will match what the children are doing in class. So in these circumstances, what Hamilton are hoping to do is to help schools cover their bases. By that, I mean we will provide 5 things to help. The first thing is that we shall provide a way for tutors to access Hamilton materials specifically for them, that schools can select and advise them to use, and tutors will be able to access these materials on the Hamilton site. So we should provide a subscription particularly for tutors so that schools and tutors can work hand in hand to make sure the children get the best possible backup in their tutoring. Secondly, we know that many, perhaps most children in some classes will be starting their year not having had any teaching for 6 months of the year before, and perhaps not having covered the key skills of the year group in which they were locked into home learning and not in school. So teachers will not be able to, for example, start year 4 in the confident knowledge that children have covered year 3. So therefore, we're going to provide catch-up materials specifically for teachers to catch up on the key skills of the year before. This is particularly in maths, where we know that this really would help because we need to start the year knowing that they've got the key skills from the year before. So there will be catch-up materials provided for the first half of the autumn term so that teachers can use these confidently, then leading into the year group in which they're teaching. Thirdly, we're going to put a new section on the site in every unit, in every block, for every year group, in English and in maths, a new section which is entitled With a Tutor or At Home. And these are the materials that children can use if they're doing part of their learning at home or if they're sharing some extra tutorial time with a tutor. And these materials will be on the site for every unit in English and in maths so that teachers can use those if they've got some home time or tutor time for those children. Fourthly, we're going to do route maps so that the teachers will know which bit of the teaching in any particular units are essential to be done in the school, and then which bits of the materials could be done in the context of the home or with a tutor. So the route maps will guide teachers through the blocks to make sure that the essential teaching is now being done in school and that the bits that are done at home are those that follow from that essential teaching. So the route maps will give you, as it were, a route through the bits that are done in school and the bits that are done, if they are, at home. Fifthly, and lastly, what about summer? We will leave all the learning at home packs on the site for the whole of summer, right up to September the 1st. And the reason we'll do that is because there are a lot of them. There will be 17 learning at home packs, each with 5 lessons for the whole of English and maths and for every year group. And that means that it's very unlikely that children at home will have done all of those. So they can go back and over summer, if they wish to use some of those, they can. If you wish to use some of them in any sort of summer school, you can. And it would always be possible to just be a bit more flexible about year groups. For example, the Year 5 packs are utterly suitable for Year 6. And so you could use Year 5 packs if you've completely run out of Year 6 packs. As I say, that is unlikely. So all those learning at home packs will stay on the site for the whole of summer, so that people have them to draw upon in the circumstances in which they find themselves. So 5 things that we're going to produce from Hamilton to really help schools cover their bases.